Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me know if you guys can hear my audio and see my screen in the chat box. Just give me a little Y or a yes there, just to let me know that it is indeed working. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning so far. I'm looking forward to trading with you guys today. We got a good lineup for today, so I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, like I said, just want to welcome everybody here. Want to give a shout out to those watching this in the recording as well. Want to say hello to you guys. Want to extend a warm welcome to those that are new to the program. So just anyway, excited. I'm excited for today. It's going to be awesome. Let's go ahead and jump into our disclaimer. As always, I need to remind you about the risks involved in this market. You can lose all or more than your initial investment if you're not careful. So please be aware of how many pips you're risking on each trade, in addition to how big your lot size is, and ultimately how that would affect your account if you were to lose money. So make sure that you're going through that process each and every time that you take a trade. All right, guys. So cool stuff. So this trade that we took 2 days ago is ripping and roaring, doing great things. So this is the NZD. Um, this is our NZD franc trade, and let me go back to where we took this trade originally. I think this was the trade we took. Yeah, it was on September 25th, so that was Monday, right? Yep. So this is Monday's trade, and it's doing great. So right here, we mentioned on Monday, this is where the market was at the time. We mentioned that the retail traders as of Monday were 84% short and only 16% long, which suggests that there might be more room for the market to continue to go against the retail traders. But you always want to check, right? You always want to check to make sure that there actually is room to go against the retail traders. So in general, for those of you that are new, when we're trading and using price action principles specifically with sentiment, what we're trying to do is we want to trade against retail traders most of the time. There are some occasions where we'll go with the retail traders, but it depends on our price action analysis. Okay, so that's where you develop your price action skills. So when you see this information, you see most retail traders are piling into shorts, that tells you that the market's going up. Okay. And why is that the case? Well, retail traders, what they try to do is they try to sell the top of the market and buy the bottom of the market, right? And so when this is happening, um, uh, sometimes they're early. In fact, not sometimes, like almost all the time, they're early to their sell. Okay. So the market's not done going against the retail traders when this happens. Um, Now we have to go double check and we have to use those price action skills, right? So when we took this long position on Monday, what we were looking for specifically was, okay, if retail traders are selling this, because obviously this market's been up, where are they most likely to, um, where's the market most likely to pull back from? Okay, because obviously if this is the, if retail traders are wrong, um, let's make sure that they're actually wrong, because sometimes they are right. That's why I'm saying it's not as simple as sentiment's not as simple as just going into the market and going against the retail trader. If it were that easy, everybody would do it, right? So there's a little bit more to it. I mean, in general, retail traders do lose money, right? So yeah, you do want to trade against them. But the thing is, there's a little bit more finesse that comes into it, and that's where this comes in right here. So this is where we look at the price action. So when we looked at this trade opportunity, we said, okay, great. Obviously, retail traders are selling. Let's see if that selling is justified. So what we did is we went back in time and we said, okay, um, is there any significant supply in this area from here basically all the way up to here? And there really isn't. And any supply that existed right here just got busted right through. The market kind of went right through it, and then ultimately um, this market just kind of busted right through this zone and went above it. So we were thinking, oh, okay, um, this is probably going to continue higher, because where's the next significant supply zone? So when you look at this here, let's expand this out. I like to do it on a full screen. When you expand this out, where's the next significant supply zone? Well, when you look at this on an hourly chart, you pull up Sonar Labs. Sonar Labs like, oh, okay, we got supply zones, but they're up here. So you can see there's a couple of order blocks here and here, one up here, several up here. When you pull up the order block detector, where's all the supply? Well, there's, like I said, it's here. There's a few things in here. We're not quite to those yet, though. And there's this up here and some stuff up here as well. but there's nothing in between. There was basically no supply between basically this support level, like this blue line, nothing between here and here. So the fact that the retail traders were in the middle of this, like we had just crossed this blue line on Monday, and the fact that retail traders were just piling into shorts, it's an unjustified move, right? So if retail traders want it to go down, they may be right about that in the long term. Like this currency pair could break to the downside, but as far as we're viewing it, they're early because where is this most likely to pull back? Well, it's most likely to pull back once it gets up to here, right? So that's why we took a long position. So this is when you can justify and go against what retail traders are doing. It takes that little extra, it's that little extra mile you're going with your analysis to determine if there's actually room. So let's put it this way. Let's say retail traders are still selling and the market gets up to here. Let's say we hit our take profit and the market goes all the way up to there. Is that a justified sell? Perhaps. And that's when you don't want to go against the retail traders because they are actually at some supply. If it got up to this one, definitely, I definitely don't want to be in a sell at that point if the market got up to that level up there. So you're always just trying to, so you're looking at what they're doing, and then you're just trying to find out, is what they're doing a justified thing? I'm trying to think of another word for it because I keep saying that. But is it something? Is the reversal that they're hoping for actually going to happen? Okay. And from our analysis, it doesn't appear that it's going to happen, um, at least in the way that we like it shouldn't. There's no real strong reason for the market to pull back inside of a straightaway right here, right? There's no real strong reason for that. So that's why my bets are on still pushing higher for a little bit and then a push lower. Let's definitely go check to see how sentiment is looking today. So on Monday, it was at 84% short. Today, the NZD franc is at it's 74.4 or 74.5 with FX Blue, and with my FX book, the NZD franc is at let's find it real quick. Here it is, 84%. Okay, so it hasn't really changed. It's still 84% short. There's been an increase in long and short positions. I'm just looking at it, comparing it from the other week here. So it's still 84% nonetheless, and 3% of traders have positions with the NZD franc. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So that's kind of my game plan, is to continue to hold it. I think at this point you guys can bring your, if you took this trade, go ahead and bring your stop loss closer to break even. In fact, I think I might do that. I think I might actually just put it at break even. We're currently up on this position about 24 pips or so right now. So I'm just going to make a little reply if anybody took this to do that. 1 second. Let's, okay. And if you miss this one, that's okay. We'll take more trades. We'll definitely get into some more trade opportunities. But if you zoom in on this, you can see there's still more order blocks forming in this area. You can see there's a little order block that just showed up right here. That's a buy order block. You got another one that's a buy block right there. So as far as I can tell, we should probably see, like I imagine that we'll continue to see this push a little higher. I'm not sure how much more. I mean, it could pull back. Um, for a brief period, we could see a pullback. I have no idea on that. I'm just my thought is let's just definitely get this closer to that target. It's about halfway there. Let's get it closer to that target because that's where I believe the retail traders would be correct in their thinking of selling this is where when supply comes into play, which it has not come into play yet, right? Okay, so I think that's cool. I like it. Cool little trade, and great analysis, I think, from our Monday setup. If you have this trade still open, so we took a second order on this, so we had a pending order. I think you could leave it, but I think at this point there's probably not a huge reason to keep that pending order. The market would have to pull back pretty hard to engage into our pending order, so it might be worth just canceling the pending order. And if you didn't take the market order, that's okay. We'll get you into another trade. Okay, so let's look at some of these other ones. So also, we took this one yesterday. This is the pound dollar. You had two options with this one. You could either get in at market to sell, or you could sell at the limit. So we had a limit order sell. Let's kind of break this one down. So basically, we probably spent 20 minutes on this pair yesterday. So the pound dollar, euro dollar, pound CAD, a lot of these, there's a lot of pairs right now that are just like in this free fall stage. If you haven't noticed yet, but you pull up any hourly chart on a lot of different currency pairs, and they're either straight up or they're straight down. So it's kind of an interesting market. And there's a lot of retail traders experiencing a lot of pain right now because this has just been so bad. I mean, look at this. This thing is just, these are hourly candlesticks. It just keeps going down, right? That's just crazy, right? It's been just very, very bearish. So when is this pain going to be over is the big question, right? And retail traders don't answer this question. My first several years when I started trading, I'd never answered this question because I didn't know how to answer the question, right? So when you see something like this where the market's just kind of progressively going lower and lower, a few candlesticks up and then just more candlesticks down, when you see that, we need to be able to figure out when this is done, right? So naturally, let me ask you guys this question. If 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 this market's coming down like it is, where do you think retail sentiment is? Do you think there's a lot of buyers or do you think there's a lot of sellers as far as retail goes? I'm not talking about banks. I'm talking about regular run-of-the-mill people like you and me who trade in the markets. Where are they at right now? You guys let me know in the chat box. Where do you guys think everybody is? Do you think there's more buyers or sellers on the pound dollar, euro dollar, pound CAD? Where do you think people are? Yep, you got it. You got it, Roger and Wes. Exactly. So there's more buyers right now, right? Why is that? So retail, what they do, and we're taught to do this ever since we went to high school, buy low, sell high. Isn't that kind of what you're taught since the beginning, right? Buy low, sell high, which by the way, I think is the worst advice as a trader. Buy low, sell high. Obviously, when you're buying a house, you'd like to buy your house low and sell it high. If you buy a car, you'd want to buy a car that keeps its value so you can sell it for a higher price, or, where you don't lose a lot of money. No, I get that. You have to buy low, sell high. I get it. But the problem with that mentality is, let me put it this way. Let's do a rewind, okay? So if I'm looking at this chart over here, okay, and I'm a retail trader, let's do a rewind, okay? Doesn't this look like a low price? Yep, buy low. Okay, right? And then we continue on. Oh, it went down a little bit more. Pause, pause, pause. Let's go ahead and buy some more. Okay, I bought some down there. Good. I'm doing good, right? As a retail trader. And then it comes down some more. Oops, okay, pause. I'm gonna buy some more, right? That's what retail traders do is they try to buy low, sell high, right? Okay. Oh, it went down a little bit more. Let's go ahead and buy some more, right? This is what retail traders constantly do and I did this for years, guys. I lost a lot of accounts and I lost a lot of money doing this. Okay. Oh, it went down some more. Let's buy some here. Maybe buy some down here, right? This is exactly what retail traders do is they try to buy low, sell high. You see where I'm going with this concept? Buying low sometimes is an absolute death trap. Selling high can actually be an absolute death trap too. You have to know when to buy low and when to buy low and when to sell high. Because what if this low price is actually not that low? What if that high price we saw on the NZD franc was actually not that high? Right? See what I'm saying? So it's a terrible advice to a retail trader. If they're not aware of how the market works that way, they're going to get absolutely crushed. Look at this thing just continue to go down. It's just crazy, right? Okay. So where is a low? Where's actual low? Well, low is defined where demand is. We have to identify where demand is. Okay. High is defined as where supply is. Okay, where there's selling pressure. So we've actually already identified places where the price would be high. Right here would be a high price. Um, that would be a high price. That's supply. We've already identified this to be supply yesterday. It actually looks like there might be some supply in here that we could work with. But where is demand? Demand is down here. How do we know this? For those of you that are new or just watching this for the first time, where is demand? So demand, you have to go back and do your homework, right? So we did our homework yesterday and we found, and we won't spend too much time on this because I do want to take another trade today. I want to see if we can find another opportunity. But this is demand. Why is demand right here in this area and also this area down here? These are demand zones because demand is where trades were placed that subsequently created large impulsive moves. So this would be considered an impulsive move right here because whatever move took place here, whatever this is and kind of continued on afterwards, whatever this is ultimately broke this structure point right here. So this is structure right here. So you can kind of see, it was resistance right here. It was resistance right through here. It acted as some resistance right here. That's structure, right? And actually, it looks like it continues. Yeah, kind of. There's some places where you can continue that on. You could also consider this area to be more structure right up here. You could call that your resistance. Maybe this fits better, honestly. That's probably resistance actually. And then it was support right there. And then it was resistance right here. Right. No, acted as resistance right here. Okay, so and let's delete this one. Let's delete this and let's delete this. Okay. So right here on the pound dollar, this whatever happened in here was uh, the market makers put in a significant amount of orders insofar to create a move that would be able to break structure. Okay, so that's why this is a big deal right here. Also, what's another big deal? A big deal would be this down here because this is an apex low, and whatever happened down here created such a massive impulse move like this that also broke a structure point. So this was some resistance right here, and the market just disrespected it. It went right through it, as you can see, during this impulsive move. So yeah, whatever took place down here is also a big deal. Do you see what I'm saying? This is what we're trying to figure out when we're trying to figure out where the market's going to go to. Like when people say you can't time the market, it's absolute malarkey because you can. You definitely can because of demand, because of supply. Market lives and dies by supply and demand. Okay. Um, and this is where demand was that created that move. And this is where demand was down here that created this move, right? So these are our general zones. So now the question is, are we at this zone currently? So now that we're coming back, this was created, by the way, back in March. Now that we're coming back into it, when was the last time? I mean, this is where the market is now, but has the market actually reached demand? Has it gotten down here yet? And the answer is what? The answer is no. It has not come back down into here. So what's the expectation now that we know that? now that we know that this market's in a downtrend and it doesn't have a footstool to step on, there's nothing for this market to step on right here. Does that make sense? It doesn't have a platform to hang its hat on, has nothing. So where's the footstool? Down here. See what I'm saying? So what's the expectation with the pound dollar for the next several days still? More pain, more pain. That's probably what will happen with the pound dollar. It'll probably keep going down, just like it did last night. It's encountered a little bit of, you can see it's been a little static in here, but it's still with the scent to the downside. Um, I'll probably still keep this limit order just in case it does want to come and trigger, but I'm still trying to figure out how do I get in accurately. I want to take a really accurate trade with this because I know there's a really good chance that we're going to get down to here at some point, and that's where you want to take your profits on your sellers right here, which by the way, once it gets to here, stop selling. That's where you stop selling. That's where you should start buying is down here. Okay, that's where we will buy. In fact, I might even place just a trade in the signals. In fact, maybe we'll just do it anyway. It's like 100 pips away, but that is going to be a marvelous trade if we can get it to trigger right down in here in this demand. A lot of retail traders won't see it coming. They won't see it come. This thing's just going to continue down, and then it's going to come into demand, and then it should see a large spike to the upside. I don't know how big it'll be, but it will be impressive. Okay, so that's what we should expect is more downside pressure to the pound dollar. And there's other pairs that are saying the same thing, but I don't see any reason why in this wide area right here where the market would make a footstool that's worthwhile. There's nothing in here that's worthwhile. It's not until down here. How many pips is this? Let's figure this out. So from the current price of the market, which is right here, down to here, it's another 70 pips to go. Yesterday when we were trading together, this had another it's down today like another 20 or 30 pips because yesterday we had about 94 pips to go. Now we just have 70 to go before you hit that. But that's 70 pips that you could possibly make on the downside, and then another 70 pips on the way back up. So, I mean, that's what we're talking about. It's 140, 200 pip opportunity if you look at the rest of the move to the downside and then the subsequent move to the upside. That's a lot of pips to be made there. Okay, so how do we want to do this is the big question. So let's pull up these order block indicators. Let's see if we can find any new order blocks today. So as you can see, there is a little bit of a block here, but it's tiny. You can see also that most of this demand is down here. See that? That's all demand right in that area. That's all demand. Let's look at a higher time. I like to go to the higher time frames to look at these order blocks. Right here on the 2-hour, this is exactly just a single order block right here. You can kind of see that if I flip this on and off. Here, let's flip this on and off. You can see it flash right in that demand area. So you know that's demand, right? Let's go another time frame up. Let's see what else we can find. Yeah, there it is. See, all this whole area down here is some pretty substantial demand. And again, there is a little bit of something right here, and maybe that's what's helping the market in the last hour find a little bit of something to push it up, but I'm not fooled by it. I know that that's not a big footstool. So whatever comes up right now will probably and most likely get pushed right back down into this area down here. So that's kind of how I'm viewing this market right now. Let's turn these on and off. Yeah. If you just use the order block detector on this 3-hour time frame, you can see right up here, that's where the supply is. That's where we're trying to sell if we can get it to there. And then all of the demand is right here on the pound dollar. Yep. So that's what we're trying to get to. And I think that's what the market's trying to get to. The banks will try to get there, but it won't spend much time down here, just so you're aware. When the market gets down here on the pound dollar, it's not like the market's going to come down and then just stay down here. It's been waiting for a big move to the upside, and I think there's a lot at least enough pretty good traders who are aware of that demand zone. So when the market gets down to here, there is going to be a flood of buys that come in, and then you'll see a large spike to the upside. And again, I don't know how far that spike will go. I just know that the opportunity is worth it, and um, there's a lot of money to be made on that move there. Okay, so I think for now, the trade we have is a good trade to keep, like the pending order, because you can see all the supply. You can see all the supply zones up here. There's at least two of them inside our area up here. So that would be nice if we can get it. I just don't know if it will. That's the problem, guys, is I can't really, with these limit orders, I can't really tell you if it's going to get there or not. Right? It's the same thing with the NZD franc. That trade just went without us. We took a trade last week on the CAD franc or CAD yen, I can't remember, and it just went boom. So sometimes it's worthwhile just to take a market order, and just sell right away if you know it's going to go 70 pips in your favor, or have a pretty good idea. So an example trade, if you wanted to sell now, an example trade would be a sell market. So you sell here. This is obviously your target right here. And then your stop loss could be something like this, and that's a 1-to-1. You could do something like this, and that gets you closer to 1.5. You could try to bring it in like this, and that's a 1-to-3, almost a 1-to-3, but I think you're not quite to supply yet. So that's the tough thing, is if you try to keep your stop loss tight by just selling now, that's pretty hard to do. But if you can get this limit order to enter up here, you'll make a 1-to-3. And that's going to get you the reward to or risk to reward ratio that you need. So anyway, I think it's worthwhile to keep. Maybe I'll just make a note in the Telegram on this trade that we're keeping it, and then just letting everybody know that there's another 70 pips to go. So let me just write that out real quick. Okay, cool. All right, guys. So let's go. So we got some time. We've got 20, 30 minutes to find another trade. So let's spend our time doing that now. But yeah, I'd say leave this one on. And or if you want to, you could take a market sell. But have caution, because you're going to need a bigger stop loss to accommodate a market sell, in order to get you down to this level down here. But this is really good info, guys, because I think so, because I think a lot of retail traders, they're hoping that this little move sends the market higher. I really think they're hoping like, oh, I think this might be it. This might be the move that sends it up, to the moon. It's not happening. There's no platform here for it to stand on. This is very much a short-term move. Any move that's pushed up should be met with more selling pressure, in the next couple of days, all to the tune of getting it down to this level down here. And that is 80 pips away. So, okay. So, what else can we do, guys? So let's look at some of these other options that we have to trade. So I like to refresh this and see what's really trending right now. So another one that's been trending quite a bit is this Aussie Kiwi. It's 90.3% short right now. So a lot of people have been piling into buys here. So a lot of buys. In fact, I do have a position on this already, but um, a lot of people have been buying this. Dang, I sold at a really good spot there. That was pretty good. Um, this one came right to a little supply zone right there. You can see that little supply right there. And then it just ticked right into it, and then it was right on its way to the downside. Anyway, so the question with this is, are we at a, so what's the question that you have to answer each time? The question we have to answer is this market, so first of all, got a lot of buyers, right? 90% of traders are buying this right now. Is that, are they doing the right thing? Is the question we have to answer. Well, we answer that by pulling up the order block indicators or doing your own analysis. So you have to find where all the demand is. Well, on this 15-minute chart, you can see somewhere down where my target is, you can see there's a ton of demand right here. See all that demand? Ton of demand right down in there. Okay. So that's just from the 15-minute chart, but how do you know that that's actually true? You can actually go back in time. Let's see, maybe we'll go to a higher time frame, but we could go back in time and see if that's the case. Here, let's actually do an hourly chart and see why is there demand showing up in this area. And I think it's because of this right here. There it is. Yeah. So the market is basically telling us, or these order block indicators are telling us, hey, look, there's something right in here that matters. What is that? Well, basically, and I can already tell you what it is. So whatever happened, and I'm just going to include this entire thing, like whatever this is right here, whatever took place inside of this consolidation after this major move to the upside, ultimately led to the break of this structure right here. So you see that structure point right here, and the market broke that right here. So the question is, what created this move? So you have this impulsive move right here that broke structure. What created it? Oh, it's whatever this is. Whatever this is created this move. Okay. So naturally, the market's trying to tell us, like, hey, we're trying to go down to this supply zone, this zone down here. We're trying to get down to this. I think that's what the market's trying to say. So let me look at some of these higher time frames. There is a little bit of demand in here, which is something to be aware of. So that could hurt us a little bit. But if the market does indeed want to get to here, then we're in a really, really good spot. I just don't know if that's going to be the case or not. The 3-hour chart says this is all demand. So this is not the best. I wouldn't say this is the best opportunity. I did take this one personally, but as far as a group, I don't think this is the best one. I much rather have you guys take that NZD franc or the pound dollar short than this one, but this is generally the concept that we're after. So let's look at some other ones. The euro dollar's also been collapsing recently. That's also a very bought up currency. Again, do the same analysis on the euro dollar. Are we close to a demand zone on the euro dollar? Right? Are we close? So let's pull up these order block indicators and let's see if we are near some significant demand. On the hourly chart, there is something right here. There's also some stuff down here. Let's expand out and see what's out here. Wow, you have to go back pretty far. The last time the market was in this area. There is a little bit of something just below this right here. So yeah, I could see this one go down a little bit further, but let's see if the higher time frames say the same thing. Let me try going out to a higher. It's technically this euro dollar is in a demand area, but and yeah, there probably is a move coming. I just think it's going to be very similar to the pound dollar in that it's going to try to attack this lower demand zone right here. So there is demand right now. See this? This is kind of where we're at. There is order blocks. There are order blocks right there, but most of these order blocks are down here. And that's where I do think the market's going to try to get to before you get your move to the upside. I don't want to bet on that as a group, though. I mean, it's something that I might take I mean, I did take it personally, but it's a little bit more of a riskier setup. I think you can take the same trade on the pound dollar equally, but perhaps better and more safe. It'd probably be safer on the pound dollar than on the euro dollar. So anyway, there's that. Let's go look at some of these other ones. Some of these are getting close. In fact, we may actually start setting up instead of going with retail traders, we might go with them as we start to approach some of these demand zones. Um, in fact, I still might post that trade on the pound dollar I was telling you guys about at that 120.20 level. I think it was 120. The pound dollar has an opportunity to go up in about once it goes down another 70 pips, then from there we should see that nice move to the upside. Let's look at the pound CAD. That one's also been down recently. How close is this one getting to demand? Wow. Okay, this one's a very similar story to the pound dollar, and I like this one a lot. So this is a 3-hour chart. We'll zoom in from the 3-hour. We don't usually trade on the 3-hour, but I like to use this higher time frame to see where the true order blocks are, right? So on this higher time frame, where is the market? The market is right here on the pound CAD. Is this a demand zone? Not really. It's a support zone, but support and resistance are not the same thing as supply and demand, right? Often people think they're the same. They're often talked about together, but they're not the same thing. Sometimes supply could be at resistance, sometimes demand could be at support, but it's not always the case. In this case, it is not. Uh, where is supply or where is the demand? It's at this support level or this support level down here. You can kind of see there's more order blocks kind of stacked over each other in this area. You don't really have anything right here. There's a little something here, but most of that is right in here, right? There's also a bunch of stuff down here. I don't think we're going to try to get down to there. Between, I'm just interested in snagging this opportunity from here to here. That's what I'm after. And that's what I'm excited about is getting this right here. Let's go, let's look at the other time frames. Let's go down from this. So that was the 3-hour. Here is a 2-hour. And you can see again, these overlapping blocks right here. Watch me light them up. So if I light that up, you can see. If I turn this one on and off, you can see it flash this area, right? Let's try a 1-hour and see if that's the case. Yep, it's still the same thing. Yeah. Like I said, there is a little something right here where the market is. I think it's kind of worthless though, because where the demand is right here. See, on the 1-hour, this is really manifest right here on the 1-hour. Look at this. Watch me flash this on and off. See that? And then I flash it on and off here. That's definitely where it is right there. So you got overlapping two totally different indicators overlapping that area. So I like this one. We're probably going to do this one as our trade, honestly. So let's do this. And also let's just turn off those indicators for a second. If you didn't have those indicators, how could you find this on your own, right? How could you just do this by your own efforts and your own knowledge? We'll go back in time. So you can see here, this is where the current market price is, this little dotted line, right? So this is the last time the market was in this area. This is also back in March. What are we trying to find? Look at the biggest impulsive move right here that broke structure. That's probably the most glaring move right there, this thing. Now the question is, what created this move? Oh, probably this down here. Whatever happened in this base, whatever happened here, here, and here created this massive move. That's demand. Okay. And the indicators tell us the same thing, right? You got two right inside there. If you pull up the order block detector, it's right there. That is our demand zone. Okay. So that's how you find it, guys. You just got to go back in time, find the biggest impulsive move that breaks structure. You can see that there was a structure point, right through here. This was resistance right here. And even this was some resistance right here. And the market broke through both of these, right? Broke through this, it broke through this, right? See that? That's exactly what we're after. Okay. So we see that, and now that's how you can go back in time and find where the demand came from, right? Because this move had already taken off. So whatever, or like I said, whatever orders took place in here was the signal. So okay, so now that we know that, let's go ahead and let's leave this on right here so we know what we're trying to get after. Now that we've done our homework, which most, I'd say 95% of retail traders won't do. Now that we know our homework, what's the story with this one? Very similar to the pound dollar. How far is this going to go down before it goes up? Because look how much it's been down. It's been down a lot, right? That's crazy. So where is it most likely to turn? Right there. So what does that mean about the next move? What's the most imminent move with the pound CAD over the next couple of days? Probably more pain to the downside, right? Probably going to see this continue down to there before you see your move to the upside, which at that point, you'd probably want to go long, actually. Let's see, how many pips is this? This is a total of, yeah, you've got 120 pip opportunity on the pound CAD before this thing starts to go up again. So pretty substantial opportunity there, I'd say. So how do we get into this, guys? So this is what I like to do when I'm trying to figure out an entry. I like to go to the 15-minute chart. And now that I've done my higher time frame analysis, trying to figure out where supply demand is and where the traders are going. Now that I'm here, what I want to do is I want to pull up, do we have supply zones that we can sell at? So let's pull up Sonolab, let's pull up the order block detector, maybe even smart money. Where's most of the supply? Well, most imminently, there is some supply right in here that we could use. We need to maybe wait for the market to come up just a little bit, and then we could do that. As far as price action goes, there was a little bit of support level that was kind of created right through here. You can kind of see this support acted as support there, acted as support here, acted as some support right here. And then ultimately, we just had a recent break of structure right here on the 15-minute. So that's our BOS, right? Let's go ahead and type this in. This is our BOS right here, break of structure. So, and supply is kind of up in this area. You can watch me flash these on and off. You can see there's a bunch of supply up in there. If I flash that one off, turn this one on and off, you can see most of the supply is right in there. There's one right here, but most of it's just right in that area that we drew out. If I turn, SonarLab doesn't have anything. I've noticed that SonarLab is better for higher time frames. You don't really see that on the lower time frames. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, so that's where the supply is. So this would be a good place to sell right here. So this is going to be our entry. Someplace right here would be a good sell. Stop loss about right here would be good. And then a target all the way down to here is perfect. So that's a 1 to 3.24. That's a really good trade, guys. That's a really good trade, and I like it a lot. So let's go ahead and take this one. I'm just going to type this out. This is our supply area. Supply is up in here. Just kind of point it out. Okay. All right. This is good, guys. Let's go. This is a good trade to take. I actually might like this one even more than the other ones, but the other ones are still really good. Don't get me wrong. So, but I do like it. Definitely worth taking, that's for sure. So kind of cool, right? You're doing that upper time frame analysis, right? We went as high as a 3 hour to find where true demand is and where true supply is. And then we go to the lower time frame as low as a 15 to really hone in that entry. So the lower time frame is to get your entry, and the higher time frame is to find where the macro supply demand levels are. And that's how we're able to take those trades. And so you're kind of using the retail sentiment against the retail trader. You want to find out if what they're doing is right on time or if they're early. If we can do that analysis and find out that they are indeed early and it's pretty obvious, then we'll go ahead and trade against them like we're doing. We'll trade against the retail trader and see if we can really hone in our entry against them, right? So we're going to go ahead and sell at 1.64342. And our take profit's going to be at 1.62949. Stop loss is going to be at 1.64766. Okay. Feel free, you guys can take this at market. Like if you feel comfortable enough just to sell this, I think you're okay to just sell. Um, I don't think it's a terrible time to just sell if you wanted to. There's definitely going to be better supply up in there. If you can try to get it up into there again, it might be tough, but it's up to you if you want to just sell now or wait for it to hit supply and then go ahead and sell. Okay, I'm just double checking my numbers. Give me 1 second, guys. 9.9 and then 766. Okay. That looks good. I like it. That's a pretty good little trade right there. It's a pretty good trade. Also, as a reminder, guys, today's a big lineup. So obviously we have this class right now. We're about to wrap up. I will post this recording right after. So if you want to come back and watch the beginning of the webinar, you can. It takes about 20 to 30 minutes to render, and then it's available for your viewing on the calendar. Tonight, we have a couple of classes at 8 p.m. Eastern. So figure out what time zone that is for you. At 8 p.m. Eastern, we're going to do how to pass a prop firm challenge and how to grow a small account class. Okay, it's all one class where we talk about passing prop firm challenges and how to grow a small account. So what I do in that class is I provide strategies on how to do both of those things. We've talked a lot about prop firms recently, so we still will talk prop firms, but I'm also going to spend and highlight a few more strategies on how to grow a smaller account and some of the things that I did before I even had a prop firm on how to grow my small account, and how to protect capital, all that kind of stuff. That's what that class is all about. We do that once a month, every last Wednesday of the month, at 8 p.m. Eastern. Following that webinar, immediately after at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to be doing the COT report. And tonight, I'm going to be presenting on a few changes that we'll be implementing soon, perhaps even this weekend to the COT report when we take our top 6 trades this weekend. It's been a little bit of a rough period, as you guys know, with the COT trades. And it is part of the strategy as far as the COT report goes. It has streaks as equally as it has streaks of losses. We have streaks of wins, and honestly, the wins are bigger. We just haven't had a lot of big wins recently. So that's all that, the taste we have in our mouth right now is like, oh, COT report's losing. But that will flip as soon as a lot of these COT trades start going in our direction again. I'm going to present on a few other analysis things that I've done, some items that I've back tested, which I think you guys will really like. So that'll be tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern if you want to come to that. And of course, they're all recorded. So if you can't come, they will be on the calendar immediately after. Again, it takes like 20 or 30 minutes to render. So just give it 20 or 30 minutes after the webinar if you want to watch it. But other than that, guys, I'm excited. We got a lot of good opportunities here. This pound cat actually looks pretty dang good. I'd say it's one of the best I've seen. Yeah, so I like this sell. I like the pound dollar sell. And obviously with our NZD franc, we bought our stop loss to break even. So we're good on that one. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up with that. Appreciate your attendance. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you guys in the next webinar.